Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Well, New Orleans put on and showed out Super Bowl 59. Great week in the city and a great Super Bowl Sunday. The Super Bowl, however, did not exactly live up to all the billing. The Chiefs going for a three-peat, a rematch of Super Bowl 57, and it was a dud of a football game. Philadelphia dominated from start to finish, 44-20, your final score. But the game in and of itself is only part of the story, and as it relates to us here, the bigger story, of course, is Kellen Moore. He guided this Eagles offense to pretty incredible performance throughout these playoffs and punctuated with the win in Super Bowl 59, and now the waiting game begins. It was Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football that first reported Kellen Moore would, in fact, head back to Philadelphia with the Eagles before becoming the Saints head coach, which is expected, as Adam Schefter reported over the weekend. None of the potential snags seem to have arisen. There is no expectation of anything preventing this deal from being consummated, and Kellen Moore expected to be the Saints' next head coach. Didn't stop Nick Sirianni, however, on the podium there with Terry Bradshaw, thanks his coordinators, and hey, look, shoot. What did they say? Shoot or shoot? Well, Nick Sirianni, he shot his shot, as it were.
Kellen, let's run this. Let's run this shit back, Kellen. Let's run this back.
That, of course, referring to Kellen Moore, saying let's run it back for one more year. Can't blame the guy for trying, but Kellen Moore is, according to reports, going to have his salary either doubled or possibly tripled when he becomes the New Orleans Saints head coach. The one guy who could compensate is the Eagles owner, Jeffrey Lurie, because he's the guy that signs the paychecks and could say, hey, you want to keep Kellen Moore around? Okay, let's pay him a little more. Well, Jeffrey Lurie told it was Jory Epstein of Yahoo Sports after the game, quote, unfortunately, we're going to have to wish him the very best in New Orleans. Basically saying, I ain't paying that guy a head coach's salary to become the or to stay the offensive coordinator in Philadelphia. But what a huge boost Super Bowl 59 was to Kellen Moore's candidacy. I mean, remember when the Saints fired Dennis Allen 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago? Golly, the NFL season is long. But anyway, Saints fired Dennis Allen. Yeah, wow. And the initial list of candidates, Kellen Moore wasn't even on it. We rattled it off. There was like 16 names. He wasn't on that list. And then, as it got pared down, it looked like Joe Brady was going to be the top candidate when Brady elected to stay in Buffalo and Kingsbury elected to stay in Washington. Kellen Moore had the amazing performance, his offense did, in the NFC Championship game where they hung 55 on Washington, and then boom, Saints interview him the next day, catapults to the top of the list, and it looks like this is, in fact, going to happen. So you go put up 55 in the NFC Championship game, it's a big shot in the arm to your candidacy. And then you go hang 40 in the Super Bowl. Now, it's fair to mention the defense did get a touchdown, and the Eagles did score 17 points off of turnovers, including the pick six by Cooper DeJean. So the offense scored 33, but 10 of those 33 came off of turnovers after short field. So really the offense scored 23. But it neither here nor there. Philadelphia dominated the game start to finish. I am, with respect to Kellen Moore, very firmly in this place where I certainly think you could do better. And yeah, you could do worse, no doubt. Wasn't your top choice, but the thing that from the very beginning I wanted was young, offensive-minded coach, preferably from the McVay-Shanahan tree. So you check almost all those boxes here. Here's the problem if you start looking at the success in Philadelphia. Who would you prefer? Who would you prefer? Jalen Hurts or Derek Carr?
Jalen Hurts.
You think so, Paulie? What about you?
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Super Bowl winner. Young guy. Pretty talented. Who would you prefer? Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown or Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed?
Yeah, Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown.
Yeah, you would, you think? Paul, you too? Yeah.
Smith and Brown.
Sure. Who would you prefer? Saquon Barkley or Alvin Kamara?
Saquon Barkley.
Hey, respect to AK. Love it. But yeah, let's be real.
Unfortunately,
yeah, for sure. Guy just ran for 2,000 yards. Pretty good. Who would you rather? The Eagles' offensive line? Well, let's just not bother. Why are we even going to pretend with that one? Why do we even need to have the exercise? Let's move on. Who would you rather? Dallas Goedert or some combination of Foster Moreau and Juwan Johnson?
You're going to go with Dallas Goedert.
Probably a Goddard. You think, Paulie, you too?
Yeah,
Goddard. Yeah. So the point is, if Kellen Moore can bring all those players with him, awesome. But the reality is, he's going to become your head coach, and Derek Carr is likely your quarterback. Old Alvin Kamara is like your running back. Juwan Johnson's a free agent. He may not even be back. Who knows what Chris Olave's career holds with the concussion issue. Rashid Shaheed will be coming off an injury, and your offensive line stinks. So, I mean, you know what you need? You want to turn it around quickly? You need Jaden Daniels. Because he showed he can take a 4-win team and bring him to the conference championship game. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. Got a Jaden Daniels laying around anywhere? Anybody? No? No matter what, if it's Kellen Moore, maybe he wakes up, decides he has a change of heart, wants to stay in Philly. I don't know. My anticipation is he's going to take this job. But coaching can only do so much. You got to have players. Your roster's got to get better, and the Saints roster has to get way better. And that's going to take time. It's going to take multiple drafts, free agency, getting your salary cap right, because you're not close. Regardless what the front office may try to gaslight us into believing, the Saints are not close. I just spelled it out for you. You're not close to being competitive. So, if it is Kellen Moore, cool. Be patient with him and get him a roster where he can go win. Showed he can. Pretty impressive performance there in Super Bowl 59 for the Eagles offense. Eagles all the way around. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.